All right, hello everyone. My name is Aimee, and I am sorry for the shaking camera. Anyway, let's start that again. My name is Aimee, and I am the Black Cat Stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram. And welcome to my, I guess, somewhat mid-year, although usually mid-year WIP parades happen in August, but I'm doing it a little early. I should have begun the year with a WIP parade, as usual, but I had decided at the beginning of this year that I was going to focus on monogamously on one project until I got it done, because the finishing of that project was on a deadline, because I was giving it, or am going to give it away as a gift for my brother's wedding next year at the beginning of the year. So yes, I had to get that done and to the framers, which it is successfully been delivered. So I will hopefully be able to show that to you before I give it away, but maybe not. We'll see, because I usually give my finished projects to my aunt to frame, but yeah, I don't know if I'll get it back in my possession before the wedding date. So yeah. Anywho, shall we begin my WIP parade? I have them over here in the box next to me, / this giant pile, and I will be returning them to the box. They are in no particular order, and I will be adding the fabric and start date information to the bottom of the screen, because I will not remember any of that off the top of my head, for the most part. But yeah, anyway, we will start with the first one here. This is in a Jasmine custom bag that I have. And this is, where's the cover photo? Princess Elliana by Mirabilia, aka Marlene. This is ended up being a memorial piece for my grandmother, because I had pulled this for a prompt for Stitch for Pride, which asked us to work on a fancy lady, I believe, because we were learning about drag queens. And during that same month, my grandmother, unfortunately, succumbed to her illness and passed away. So this is where I'm at here. Let's bring up the bag here as a backing. And I'm planning on putting Marlene and her last name as well, with her dates here at the bottom of the skirt, along the bottom, once I finish. I won't be showing you that part because, you know, personal information and all. But yeah, my grandmother, Marlene, was a fancy and elegant lady, much like Princess Elliana and most of the other Mirabilias out there. So it felt right to name her Marlene. But anyway, that is WIP number 1. Let's see, what's next here? This is, I believe, a new start as of last month. This is Carnation and Clematis by Whoopicat on Etsy. I have kind of worked in a lot of this 310 outline, and I've done some fill-in stitching because there is a big chunk here of just white background. So I'm working in a stitch of a color, or a section of color, and then going and doing a 10 by 10 block of this white, just to get it out of the way and not have to pull my hair out at the end, trying to get in all the white background at the end. But yeah, that is, like I said, Carnation Clematis. And it was a new start last month. I do remember because it was very recent. And let's put all of our bags back here. This one, oh, we got a clamp. Okay. This bag contains Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. And here's where I'm at with this one. I'm just going to use this bag as a backer for all of them. And I started this last year, I believe. And I am doing the one with the specialty stitches instead of the full cross stitch one. And the plan for me is I also bought the more bright rainbow colored one in the collection 2-pack on Northern Expressions Needleworks Etsy. And I do kind of plan and doing them right beside each other on the same piece of fabric. So that is WIP number 3. 1 second. Let me put it back. I want to remain organized-ish, even though I have already had one pile collapse. All right, next here, we've got, this is Human Anatomy by Light Unicorn Designs on Etsy. And, all right, let's bring this one out. Is kind of take it out of the Q-snap here a wee bit. This one's tight. I haven't used this Q-snap a whole lot. Come off. There we go. Right. Alright, this is where I am at. This is on 14 count Honeybee by Vintage Needle Arts fabric. And I was doing the Extreme Cross Country at first by color, but then I started filling in and parking in columns here at the bottom, and I kind of filled in a lot at the top here as well. But yeah, that is WIP number 4. I'm gonna lose count at some point. Shall we add a WIP count? I think I have 14 or 15 maybe? Let's see if I'm accurate, because I probably am not. Yeah, I'll add the WIP counter in the corner somewhere. Or it's already there, and, you know, magic of editing and all that. Alright, next one. This project bag has 2 projects in it. First project is Rosena Disery 1820 by Works by ABC. And this one I am doing on Ada, even though it calls for a linen because we have some over 1 stitches. But I decided to not do any of it over 1. So the border here and the words are supposed to be over 1, but as you can see, I didn't do it that way. So I worked it all the way up to the top of the words here to make sure that it didn't hit the border, and I barely made it. There's like 2 stitches between this little flower and the words. So, but yeah, I have recently picked this one up again. I was in historic costume for an event that we did at my job at the museum where I was playing a character, and I brought my fancy work with me. So I brought a reproduction sampler, you know, to fit the 1890s, which is when the character I was portraying was born, even though this one was produced in 1820. It's close enough. All right, and the next one that I got in that bag is Move Forward in Love, which is, I believe, a sow for Pride Month from Modern Folk Embroidery. I believe in 2021, maybe. But yes, this is where I'm at. I've kind of outlined the flag center motif here with all the various colors, and I plan next time I work on this to start to, I guess, I'll finish first like the squares here at the border, and then I'll keep going, filling in the stripes, and then if I still want to, I will start filling in the flag in the center. By the way, happy Pride, everyone. This is June, and really kind of am regretting not picking up the Stitch for Pride sampler that these 20 stitches produced. Because by the time that it was for sale, I had already kind of decided that I was gonna be a monogamous snitcher this year to get that gift done. So I didn't want to add any extra stress to the equation. I should have though, because I flew through that thing like a racehorse there. I definitely could have participated if I really wanted to. But yeah, hindsight is 20/20, eh? Alright, this next WIP here is Gray Spaces QS by Josephine Wall, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is where I'm at. I am currently working on the blue-faced lady, and I have 2 more pieces of fabric in the bag there, one for the purple and one for the yellow. And then I'm going to frame them and hang them in a trio somewhere in my house. Possibly this living room, because I really don't have much on the walls here in the living room, except for I have some of my aunt's pieces on the wall over here. But yes, I could use more wall art in here. Why am I saying A so much? I think I've said it twice already in this video. I guess I'm turning into true Minnesotan. All right, my next WIP here is my oldest WIP. It is something I've called Watercolor City. It is by an Etsy shop that I shall not name, that has been closed down for copyright infringement. So if anybody recognizes this piece of art, please let me know, because I would like to credit the original artist if I could. Although I've done some serious Googling and I still haven't found it, so we'll see. Anyway, I have 1 page completed. You can see here at the bottom, you can see some of the buildings and then the trees here. But my next plan is to work my way over, work in these threads, and do the 2nd page over here. I do believe I have this on my WIP Go board once this year to, oh shit, a needle. Pardon my French, actually. Well, hopefully I find that later. It is gone to the wherever needles go. Alright. Next, in this bag here, we've got Elemental Dragons Earth. This is upside down by Ink Circles. And I do plan on doing the full series, which is water, air, and fire as well. But don't remember the orientation of this. I think I started in the top left, and then I just have this bottom corner to do. The floss that I'm using on this is a variegated floss from Karen Water Lilies called Ethiopia, I believe. And I have fabric for the rest of the series, which when I start the next one, I will spin a tiny wheel of decisions to figure out which color I'm going to do my next version on. I'm going to make it completely random. Alright, this next project is actually my focus project now that my brother's wedding present is completed. It is a focus because it is 80%, I believe, completed. But, yes. Also, this is, I believe, my 2nd oldest WIP. Or maybe 3rd, because I think my Heaven and Earth, my museum shelf Heaven and Earth design is older. But yeah, I have some space to fill in here at the back haunches, and then their hind leg back here as well. So yeah, I have a lot of fabric here too, so I might be able to do another piece on that fabric once I'm finished. Although I do not believe that I plan on starting another project, because I do kind of want to whip down. I do have one planned start this year that I'm going to talk about after this in my plans section. But after that, I'm definitely going to put a pause on new starts until I have one project per bag, because I do have a couple bags in here that have more than one project in it, and one project that doesn't have a bag at all, which is this one. Sorry, I kind of flashed the pattern there. This is a new start that I don't believe I've showed you guys. This is Bait and Tackle by Designworks. My brother bought this kit for me for Christmas, and I started it over Christmas break because it was a easy travel kit that I could take in the car to go to my cousin's house for Christmas dinner. But yeah, I believe this is the right orientation, but I really don't know. Probably not, actually. It's probably this way. But I center started here, and I worked my way. I'm trying to work my way up to the top so that I can work my way from the top down. So, don't know when I plan to pull this out again. I probably will pull it out next year for WIP Go. I'll put it on my board, but I do not believe that it is on this year's WIP Go board. And this one is still in the kit plastic, which is slowly tearing to pieces. So, as I said, we're gonna whip down and get it a proper project bag. Or I could just put it in a Ziploc before the plastic falls apart. That's also an option. Anywho, next up, we've got Haunted Welcome by Stony Creeks. And this one, I've got a pretty decent chunk done on. Let's see. Got the tree completely finished, the welcome completely finished, and I started up on the raven, which there's a lot of hanging thread in the white raven, so it's kind of hard to see. And I made him breathe sparkly fire. Sorry, I liked that. It's originally charted to be backstitched 310, but I thought it would be cool to do it in this sparkly red glisten gloss. It's kind of similar to blending thread, like Carnation or something like that. But yeah, I finally figured out how to end my threads using a pin stitch. I learned that recently. So hopefully all these hanging threads that are on all these projects will go away slowly but surely. Because now that I know how to do the pin stitch, they've started to become slightly more annoying to deal with. Because yeah, I would just use a waist thread to end my stitches before, but now I know how to do a pin stitch. So I think I got 3 more projects left, maybe? Yes. And I do apologize because one of the projects, my whips, I do not actually have here with me, but I will give you a progress shot anyway. Anyway, this is You Belong to Me by Long Dawn Stamplers. I've done about 2,000 stitches on it, and I selected the colors for this based on Egyptian art, specifically the murals painted in King Tut's tomb, and I believe there's a color that I got inspiration from Nefertiti's tomb. There's some pillars that are painted one of these colors. So the first color I'm using is the blue, which is Shadow Stone. I've used it in the water here. It's by Stitchy Stuff Company. The red, which is the fishes here, is Night Stalker's Calling Red Dragon. It's a cool variegated, like orange to red color. The green, which is what the boat is stitched in, is Arugula by, well, I guess it's Roxy Floss Co. now, but it used to be Leo and Roxy when I bought that. And then the border here is DMC 975. And the bugs here, I'm doing in 310 and Ecru. And one color that I haven't used yet is the one that I got inspiration from Nefertiti's tomb. Is Evergreen by Stitchy Stuff Company on Etsy. Yeah, it's kind of an emeraldy green. But yeah, I'll leave this one out so I can put all the floss back in the Notions pouch. What All right, this is the one that I've been currently working on. This is Museum Shelf by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is the regular max color. And my goal for this year for WIP Go is to complete the 3rd page, which is this page here. I'm kind of stair-stepping it. I've got 1 page here in the corner, the 2nd page is here, and then this is gonna be my 3rd page. So I've got like 2 more 10 by 10 columns, or 10 by 10 block columns here to fill in, plus finish filling in 1 10 by 10 over here. So yes, I've been kind of changing my approach to this one when I picked this one up to work on the page finish, because I had been doing cross country within the Q-snap, but I got really messed up somewhere in here, like where his knee is on this leg. So I started filling it in row by row, or 2 rows. I did 20 by 10 blocks, parking method, just so I could figure myself out. Because I had screwed up somewhere in here and then tried to fudge it and got myself more confused. So yeah, I still don't think his leg looks quite right. It looks good on camera, but when I'm looking at it up close, it looks like he's got 3 legs, but whatever. It looked good enough for me. I'm not going backwards on this one, never ever. Yeah, anywho, my goal for this year is to finish the 3rd page, and then next year I'm gonna, well, I think I'm gonna go up here and finish this page and then stair step it down to this next page, which starts kind of here-ish, right above this little circle thing that's forming. So I'm gonna keep working on that one today. And then the project that I don't have here is actually my traveling project. It's in my car and I don't really bring it inside. So I forgot to bring it inside to show you today because, you know, I'm doing my WIP Parade super unorganized and last minute, of course. So it is Magic Potions by Stitches with Coffee, or Coffee with Stitches, one of the two. And I am doing that on some printed purple fabric, meaning it's printed purple on the front, but the back side is blank. And I will put up my progress photo now so you can see where I'm at. And yeah, I haven't really worked on this one recently because I haven't been doing any major traveling, but like if I ever go to a coffee shop, I'll sit down and do a couple stitches on that one, or if I'm, you know, at a restaurant by myself and have nobody to talk to, I'll do a little bit on that one. But yeah, most of the time it's for when I go off to my parents' house or a friend's house or whatever, and I need something to keep my hands busy. Anyway, by the way, if you've seen all the marks on my hands, yes, the mosquito is actually the state bird of Minnesota. So I was mowing my lawn earlier this weekend, and yeah, that's what that is. I don't have chicken pox or anything, just mosquito bites that I'm a fidgety person and I really can't stop itching them, which is a problem, which makes them giant. Anywho, that is my WIP Parade. Now here at the end, we're going to talk plans. So I'm doing WIP Go this year, and I picked a couple of projects at random and put them in the remaining slots in my WIP Go board. Plus I added a new start, or 2 new starts, one of which you've already seen, which was the Carnation and Clematis by Whoopicat on Etsy. And then this one is called Yippee-Ki-Yay Mother Effer. It's by Stitchman Darcy, and I am gonna do that one twice. One for my cousin, one for my brother, because as kids, you know, because Die Hard's a Christmas movie, we would watch Die Hard during Christmas vacation together in my grandparents' house when we went over there for our Christmas gathering. So that's my one planned new start this year that I have left. And then after that, no more new starts. I want to finish at least 3 projects before I start another project. So one of those will be horse, probably. And then I will pick at random a focus project, which will be my next finish. Because, yeah, I want to have it so that all of my projects have their own bag. And I have one bag that's got 2 in it already, and 1 more new start to add to the mix. So, we need to whip down. Alrighty, that is the end of my WIP Parade. I will put this away real quick. I will see you guys in July, and I will show you, hopefully, a page finish on my museum shelf, and whatever progress I end up getting on horse once I pick that up again. And yeah, bye-bye.